the elevator. We're at Tai Verdes Hotel in Indianapolis, and we're about to get this interview, so you'll see it in a second. And yeah, you saw us connect with him at Lala, and we didn't do anything.
Here's what we were talking about. Yay.
This is Two Faces for Radio.
So we are in a hotel room right now with Tai Verdes. And before we get anything going, I just want to talk about these. I saw these at Lollapalooza. Clay, can you go down to the feet? These are beautiful. For anyone, okay.
Tommy's a big shoe guy.
Are you into shoes? Clearly.
You know what? I was into shoes for a little bit, and then when I moved to LA and I didn't have any money, then I was not into shoes anymore.
Someone just sends you those?
Yeah, that's what happens after TikTok. You know, people just start sending.
I need to
stuff.
get on TikTok. Those are like $850 shoes right there. That's crazy. Anyways, so we just got back from Chicago, Lollapalooza, which was your first live performance?
Yes, first live performance with a full band. I've never been in that situation before. Like this is a new experience for me. I was knocking out a lot of firsts this weekend.
Yeah, and I mean, is it weird to? I mean, you see the numbers on your phone, right? This many streams, this many people are creating videos with my TikTok. Is it weird to actually go and see 30,000 people like right in front of your eyes?
You know, eyes can't really pick up 30,000, so I was like picking up around like 5 to 10. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, it's kind of negligible. So it was a cool experience, and I think I just got, you know, really connected with the crowd because they just knew all the words, songs, like multiple songs. Even I have a song with no chorus that's just like me ranting, and I saw some kid in the front just like singing every word, screaming it to my face, and I was like, man, this is the life. This is what it's like.
We had an interview like in the middle of your set, so we can only stay for the first little bit. We were walking on there, and people are just running up, going, and we overhear people going, "Dude, Tai Verdes is playing right now. We gotta get there right now." I'm like, right, like saying like this guy, like, it's nice.
Wow,
that's cool. But before Lollapalooza, Tommy told me we did some real background check shit. That you worked at Verizon before you started all this.
I did.
That was, and then
need a phone case?
Were you a salesperson or were you like?
He's doing it now.
I was a salesperson, so basically, I interviewed for the job, and then after I interviewed for the job, they gave me like the keys to one of the stores. It was like me and one other guy. Yeah. Like I guess I'm trustworthy or whatever. But
oh, you mean right after the interview?
Yeah, like right after the interview, I got keys to the store, and then I got keys to like multiple stores.
That's how I get my next iPhone.
Yeah,
for free.
Yeah.
you work at Verizon for a day.
Yo, it was a crazy experience. Just because I also left a job I hated even more to get my Verizon job after that, dude. I did a lot of jobs, man. I was like a intramural volleyball referee on the beach for corporate people. So like I don't know, like Sam from accounting would be like warming up, trying to spite Susan from marketing, and I would just be like, yo, just take it easy on Susan today. We're at the beach, it's Sunday, like relax.
Was there any like crazy customer interaction you ever had at Verizon or like a previous job you had?
No, I think all the stuff that like usually when people walk into Verizon, they hate you. You know, like people.
Yeah, you guys take forever.
Well, it's not that we
4 hours to set up my new phone.
Yeah, well, okay, you have to go back to corporate, and usually there's like a third party thing happening. Ooh. So, and if you mess one thing up, you have to do everything again. And most of the time, the turnover on the stores is like crazy, so everyone's learning new stuff. There's like one guy who knows everything, and he's like telling everybody how to do everything.
It's class all over again.
For my guy, his name was Andrew, and he had been there for like, I don't know, like 5 years or something like that, and he knew every like single thing about Verizon. And I was just asking him like, how did you do this? And I left soon after that.
We also saw you were on some dating show, and you won like $50K.
Yeah.
How do you win $50K on a dating show? What are you, the best date?
And how do you get that idea too? Because I'm like, okay, let's get a car loan and get my money that way. You're just like, let's go on MTV and come home with some bread. Like
I was not trying to pay stuff back. You know what I'm saying? I was trying to get some free money somewhere.
Yeah.
I think that the best part is that like my crazy plans kind of worked a little bit, like I was like, yeah, what if I did drop out of college and I got 50 grand and I figured out how to like get into the industry, some sort of industry. I didn't know it was going to be the music industry. So, how I won the money is like everyone wins $1 million and you split it 22 ways.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so we were all on this like same dating team. It was all weird and stuff. I was not a part of the show that much because I knew I was going to be doing this. I just needed the money. Like I looked at the logistics of it. Oh, I have a free month and a half of living after my parents are not supporting me anymore.
Oh, no.
And I get $50K after it. Okay, this feels like the right business decision.
What'd you do with the money then?
I just spent it on my living expenses. I found a living room to live in LA for like 4 years, and then I just spent it on that and food, and then it lasted me like 2.5 years, and then I had to go get my jobs, like the Verizon jobs.
Was there any stupid purchases you made? Because, I mean, I'm just assuming when you see the number 50,000 in your bank account, which I've never experienced. Do you go out to the mall and you're like, oh, I gotta buy this Gucci suit or like whatever? Like, was there any crazy stuff that you bought?
I bought a nicer mattress.
Oof.
Because like I'm not really about buying things. Like I just use the stuff that's been given to me. But yeah, I bought a nicer mattress, and then I just knew that I was buying time. Like the money was time for me.
Yeah.
And every other person that was on my show, they spent it on shoes, blah blah blah, this, that, and the other thing.
I would.
Yeah,
Not gonna lie.
yeah. And also, $50,000 is not $50,000. It's taxes, and in California, so it's around like 35. True. You know what I'm saying? So I just was buying time for myself. That was my whole strategy: is buying as much time as possible.
Smart.
And then we also saw that you tried to get into stand-up as well, and we talked about that a little earlier. I just want to know, just out of curiosity, what is the funniest joke in your mind that you created?
I made?
Yeah, in your setup.
Honestly, I can't remember anything, so so it wasn't that good. Like I would go up there and I get some polite chuckles. Sometimes I get a nice little laugh here and there. But a lot of it was just like getting comfortable on stage in front of people. That's a nerve-wracking thing, is like to just get up and talk.
Yeah.
And I saw like a lot of the people that I, admire do it, Kevin Hart, Dave Chappelle. And I don't know if I wanted to be them, but I definitely wanted to try. Like I'm a big try guy, so I tried.
Do it all, yeah, why not?
Exactly.
Well, cool. Well, we saw you at Lala, obviously, for your music. You just came out with a brand new album, TV, back in May. So that's pretty sick. And a little birdie told me that was only supposed to be like 4 songs.
Well, the music industry is wild because there's no rules to any of this. Like, how they try to build new artists is that you drop a couple singles, maybe do an EP project. But, I'm like 25. Like, I don't got time to be building that stuff up. Like, I have, like, a vision of where I want this to go. Like, I have the next 3 albums, what their names are, and the color of the cover art. I know what they're going to be.
Awesome.
So, like, I just want to make sure that my whole vision comes to fruition. Because that's like my whole goal, and I don't really care about how many streams or like how big the crowds get. I have this plan and I want it to be fulfilled.
Which I was gonna say. So when you look out 5 years down the road, where do you see that plan being?
Completed. Yeah, like I want it to be out there.
So what does completion look like for you?
Completion. Well, my 5-year plan is to have the next 3 albums out there in the next 5 years, and then after that, reassessing where I'm at.
World domination.
Yeah.
So it's more objective based instead of like, I want this many people, I want to sell out this venue, I want to do this. So it's more like I want to get this work done.
Exactly. If you try to base your success off of other people's numbers, and you guys probably know that, you guys like a podcast or whatever. I used to have a podcast too. That's another thing that I tried.
What was it called?
It was called What We Really Want to Know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I would interview other reality TV stars, kind of like we're doing right now. I have a cameraman and all this shit too. This guy's way better than my guy. My guy was a tripod. So, but yeah, like if you base your success off of other people's opinions, which technically is a stream, a view count, a subscriber, then you can't really understand what success is in your mind. I was like, okay, I need to have 50 videos, and that's success. And with streaming, I was like, when I first dropped Stuck in the Middle, I was like, I need to drop 10 songs this year because I dropped 5 last year. So then, Stuck in the Middle blew up, so I couldn't do that anymore. But like that was the plan. Like even with this, my plan is I need to drop music, and that's success to me.
So okay, you mentioned Stuck in the Middle, which if you haven't heard Stuck in the Middle on TikTok, I'm sure you have. You just don't know you heard it. What was it like waking up one morning and being like, oh my gosh, this is popping off right now?
It was really gradual. It was never one moment that I saw. I think the one moment that I saw that it was popping off was so deep into it. There were so many like ups and downs of Stuck in the Middle because it started off like 5,000 streams a day, 10,000, 15, 20. But when we got the trend where the line was going down the face and it was freezing the face or whatever, that was when I was like, oh, might be a thing. But it was so gradual. I never really woke. I would just put out content, and then after I put out some versions of content, the song would build a little bit more. I'm like, oh man, we got from 50 to 60, we got to 60 to 70. Like, everything's new.
Yeah,
that's awesome. With another big song that was on the album was Drugs, and my main question on that, based on the
I do want to bring this up before you say anything. We're sitting in the boss's office today, and he's looking at the boss, and he starts playing. He's like, "I do drugs." It was the funniest moment ever.
What did your mom find out when you I guess kind of told her that you do some drugs, not harder ones, just ones that mess your mind up a little bit. Because in the lyrics, you're like, I don't really want to tell my mom I do this. But.
Yeah, you know what? I think that she probably already kind of knew, but then we talked about it. She's cool. Like, it's not. People probably think, oh, this is a groundbreaking moment, but in reality, I just was more uncomfortable than my mom was. My mom was like, yeah, this guy fucking dropped out of college. He's definitely smoking weed. You know, like, this is not a surprise for her. You know.
And then your main one, like I said before, the whole thing, your album was supposed to be only 4, and then 7, 10, 12.
Oh, yeah.
Boom, 13, and that 13th track was A.O.K, which I love those kind of stories. You're like, oh, it's A.O.K, it was the last thing, it was kind of the last minute thing, throw it on there, and then boom, now it's the one that's one of your most successful. So you just filmed a music video for that one. How's that going?
Yeah, well, the cool thing about, you know, having a song that just makes the album and it's just like successfully and it's just like, wow, my gut reaction is right. You know, like I think I made the right decision. And also it goes with the story, like with my album, if you listen to the tracks 1 through 13, it's the story of how I dropped out of college, you know, did some drugs, met a girl, thought we'd have some cute kids, got stuck in the middle, ended up breaking up, feelings bad, never felt so great, and then at the end of it, you're A-OK. Because of all the problems, like, doesn't matter, the sun's gonna come up. But yeah, I think filming all those videos and like just experiencing all these firsts, like I talk about first, is just it's surreal. That's a good word.
So before we dive into the A.O.K music video, I just want to say you single-handedly like cured my fear of flying with this thing. I have this. You know this is my brother. I have this insane fear of flying because when we were younger, we hit this insane turbulence pocket, and everyone on the plane screamed. I've been freaked out ever since. But seeing you in a plane that's falling and crashing, making lemonade, and it's gonna be A.O.K. It's just
it's all good.
Yeah, it's crazy. But how did that whole idea, like, how do you get from A.O.K. the song to A.O.K. the song in an airplane and you're in the cockpit and it's just falling from the sky?
Well, usually I write or try to figure out my own treatments for music videos. But for the A.O.K., I just didn't know which direction I wanted to take it because it's so walking the line of like, oh, this is just like a alphabet song. You know, I didn't want it to be kitschy like that. So my manager's wife actually was like, what if he's a pilot and the plane's going down? And I'm like, let's run with that.
Let's do it.
Let's run with that. Because that's cool. And also I wanted to be in an airplane.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew you were going to be like, I just really wanted this.
Yeah, like imagine if someone's like, you get a free airplane that you can just, not free, I take it back, that was expensive. But like, you get an airplane you get to play with at the end of the day, you know?
That's hilarious.
For the next music video, you're like, let's think of the most expensive thing we
Helicopter.
can do. Yeah. Helicopter.
Have you guys seen that Lonely Island song where it's like, oh, they just made a song that's like, we're in Japan. Look at all the hotels. And they just made it so that they could go to Japan and like have a music video.
See, that's genius. I need to start thinking about it.
Exactly.
What were the first 4 songs that you made, if you remember?
That were like gonna make the album. I think it was gonna be Drugs, We Would Have Some Cute Kids, Stuck in the Middle, obviously, and Feelings Bad Never Felt So Great were probably like my top 4 at that point. And then I just kept adding to it because it's like,
you're just bored, or you're just like...
Well, no, I just like writing. I like writing music and also like telling my story. I think my voice is important. And also, there's certain songs that can't come out after a certain point. Like my rant, my song called Real World. Like, I can't just throw that on my 4th album because it's kind of like I'm 4 years removed even further from me dropping out of college. Like that, if that song was going to come out, it needed to come out in the first album, you know? And also, some songs that I wrote are from my like vantage point, from my point of view, and I just wanted to share everyone that this is like my diary. So if they listen to the album, they would immediately become really acquainted with me compared to just listening to the couple singles that people put out, you know.
And I mean, you really mean that because correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Stuck in the Middle, like the beginning of that, is like a legit conversation that you had.
Verbatim, dog. That's the thing about it, dude. Like I literally went onto my porch and was like, all right, how can we figure out a song right now that is like interesting in the first 2 lines?
Yeah.
And you're a player, aren't you? And I bet you got hoes. Bro? What's next? Like that's like what's next after that? You gotta listen to the next song.
Listen to it. That's why it blew up on TikTok, just because that start. I mean, even if it's with a video, that's I don't know. You can't pass it up.
Is writing your favorite part of the whole process?
Yeah, I think that writing and producing, because I like co-produce with my boy Adam Friedman, and it's really cool to make music with him because we're just like fire and ice, what I'm saying? But like all of it is just fun because when you're done or closer to done with a song and you get in the world of the song, then it's something that you made and now you own it and you're just in it, and that's the best part. Going out and performing is the second favorite, definitely though.
And speaking of going out and performing, you're going on tour later this year or is it next year?
2 weeks I'm going on tour.
Oh jeez, it's holy smokes. Yeah, because you guys are coming to Indianapolis touring with Quinn 92 and Chelsea Cutler. You saw the Quinn 92 interview on the channel. But,
Quinn, what's up, buddy? I'm here too.
But tell us a little bit about that, because your first performance was Lollapalooza. How does it feel to go from nothing to next thing you know you're on the road for a whole year?
I think that Lollapalooza kind of just blew out my expectations in general. So having 30,000 people or whatever there makes me feel like I can actually be this performing artist. After this tour, I just want to say that like I am a touring artist now. I'm just developing into a new thing, just like evolving. Like I don't know if you've seen Dragon Ball Z, but I'm trying to go Super Saiyan 2. You know what I'm saying? Like I went Super Saiyan with a couple of these performances, but I'm trying to get to the next level.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then the last thing I got, you said you got your 4-year plan. You said you got 3 more albums you want to drop, 5-year plan, 3 in the next 5. Are you already working on that, or now is it focused on tour?
I could drop it tomorrow if I wanted to. The second.
Damn.
He's ready to go.
Well, that's awesome.
Well, thank you for inviting us into the hotel room and all this kind of stuff.
You know what? You're in a hotel room and you need one of these like cynical ass pillows.
I was thinking about the gym
pillows
too. Those are a little ridiculous. But yeah, we'll catch you when you're in Indy next time. And
let's get it.
Congratulations on all the success. I mean,
awesome,
going crazy.
Thank you for having me.